sorry, my chief security officer informed me of the phone call he had. I asked him to immediately place a call to the Edo State Commissioner of Police to draw his attention so that he can provide police and secure the premises. I have since confirmed from the Commissioner of Police that indeed my chief security officer called him and asked him to deploy police to the House of Assembly quarters to protect the quarters from being attacked. From what I have learned from the Speaker, who is the head of the House of Assembly, the honorable member went to the House along with these dogs at about 11 p.m. on that fateful day. And of course, the security guys have duty to protect the premises. See him along with dogs, the security guides refuse him entry along with his dogs to the assembly quarters. Honorable Momo decided to scale the wall with the help of those dogs and jump into the assembly quarters. Let's face it, even in your private residence, if your security men were to see someone scaling the wall and jumping into your premises, will they give him executive escort? So that Momo became a victim of his own devices, of course, it's something to be regretted. But as they say, those who live on violence may end up being consumed by violence. And for clarity, I am not about to suggest that two wrongs can make a right. But it is difficult for me to endorse that Razak had the right to mobilize thugs to go and attack and force his way into the House of Assembly, including having to scale the assembly wall fence. That cannot be tolerated in any civilized setting. However, a couple of days after this incident, the president was visiting Edo State to perform a groundbreaking ceremony of a private power plant that is being built by some private investors in which Edo State government has minimal shareholding. I went to the airport to receive the president, as I have always done. Even when he was here to campaign against me, I went to the airport to receive him. Because as far as I'm concerned, whether on political mission, on private mission, or on official mission, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the president of everyone. And he deserves the respect. He deserves the respect of everyone, including state governors. I'm convinced about this, and this is why each time he has had cause to visit Edo State, I have never hesitated to accord all courtesies, including mobilizing people to the airport. That day, I did the same. I encouraged the APC chairman, the chief of staff, the secretary to government, and a number of commissioners. I actually asked our women wing to mobilize some women to the airport to give the president a rousing welcome. Because for me, the fact that the president is of the PDP and the governor is of the APC is not as important. What is important is that we are all stewards in the Nigeria project. And I expect that the way I respect the president, in spite of the fact that he is elected on the platform of PDP element in Edo State ought to respect me as the governor of this state, irrespective of the fact that we belong to different political parties. have a right to choose not to do so, provided that I also insist that their failure to do so cannot be a reason for me to copy what doesn't work. So I went to the airport, and to my surprise, Pastor Yamu had mobilized, and be specific, because I do not want to make sweepy generalization. I've been to that airport before to receive the president, with Danobi, with Chief Anthony Aneni, and several other PDP leaders. And there was no incident at the airport. In fact, the last time the president came, Chief Aneni was a cracking joke with me. He even put a PDP cap on my head, and I quietly put APC cap on top of the PDP cap. And they asked me, why are you doing that? I said, leader, you know, in this state, PDP is under APC. And we all joke and smile. And I think that is the way it should be. So what has changed? What has changed? Why is it that we are no longer able to conduct ourselves in a civilized manner? The only thing that has changed is that there is a pastor who has been a perpetual gubernatorial aspirant for 16 years. And he believes that if he doesn't get it, the state must go under. He mobilized those miscreants, and they were shouting my name, Oshomole Ole, Oshomole Ole. And I went to the pastor and I greeted him. I have to call him pastor because he insists he's a pastor. And they were shouting Oshomole Ole. I greeted him, and some of the APC youth who were around me, they wanted to counter-attack. I said, no, two wrongs don't make a right. Please, no more bell here. The purpose of this is all clear to me. Yamu wanted to create a scene at the airport. I have the duty as the governor to ensure that the president arrive to meet a cheery faces at the airport. Not to land and find police throwing tear gas to disperse people who are fighting. So if there was an incident at the airport, because I have a duty for peace and security, it will be seen as my own failure. So I told the OPC people, you don't have to bother. Let them call me anything they like. They can call me Oshomole he goat, Oshomole he sheep. It won't change the truth. And happily, they listened. But one of them who was particularly angry, why should I allow them to be abusing me? I said to him, if I am standing, and you are all from different parts of Edo State, if I'm standing in a public place, with Mr. Yamu, and people start shouting, Ole, 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 and people look at two of us, who would they see or know as the Ole? If we were to go to Oba Market, and people are shouting, Ole, 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 and they turn around and they see two persons, one tall man, one short man. And they say, Ole, Ole, who among us with this stone? So I told them, you don't bother. People have crisis of identity. They want to be governor by all means. I'm already the governor. They are struggling to be what God has already given me. If they are desperate, I am not. Therefore, we do not have to go to their level. That was how we managed that incident at the airport. And in fairness, I exchanged pleasantly with Danobi, with several other PDP leaders.